was listening to that tape on Guru Parampara, and there was one question still in my mind which was not clarified there, was that somebody made the mention that the difference between Baladev Vidyabhushan and the Bhaktivinoda Thakur was for almost 100 years. So that's not my question is that Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj and before Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj,
we shall have to forget the material consideration there in the spiritual line. You see, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharato bhutthan madharmasya tadadmanam siyamam paramparjena and prakriti vaichitrat. Here, the spiritual current is always be disturbed and interrupted by the material flow. So, to keep up the chain, to keep up the current, continued current, when any intersection is seen between the truth is coming, when it is interrupted by material flow, mixed, tempered, then again from there to reinstating its former position, the purity intact. So the attempt is always being made. It is a living thing, not a dead thing. So the vigilant eye is always there. Whenever necessary to keep the current pure and in good flow, force, then help comes from upwards. So aparang bhavatu janma parang janma vivasvata kathame tad vijani antamadu pruktamaniti. Arjun. Aparang bhavatu janma. Krishna told that what I say to you today, I told it to Vivasvan many years ago. Now, by the influence of the material conception that has been contaminated, and again I say the same thing to you today. Krishna told. So here, the material consideration is always tempering the spiritual current. The purity is being disturbed. So sometimes Krishna has to come himself, sometimes he sends his person, and in his former, in the pure state, it is again established. So from time to time it is necessary that the purity should be kept up. So the intelligent person, suppose when we are writing a history, then the main figures in the history we note, and then not so much qualified, they are set aside. And we take the dynasty from number 1, then 2, 3, number 4, number 6, in this way we record in the history, because they are negligible. So we have to admit that the influence of Maya, when that is sufficiently covered and disturbed and mutilated, then to rejuvenate it, to make it, to take it to the standard of the previous purity, attempt now and then is made from the spiritual interested people or the Lord Himself. So the continued thing we cannot expect here without any tampering or intersection. It is not possible. So the real thirsty persons, thirsty for spiritual truth, they like to see the line of pure inheritance, where it is to be found, and they connect together and say that this is our current. Not always this bodily succession. Sometimes here 2-3 generations again, just as the Prahlad and his son, he is a demon, then his son Bodhi is a devotee. In the physical line also we see such intersection, and in spiritual line also we see that some influence have affected by the influence of Maya. So experts, just as suppose a scientist has researched some truth, then after few generations one comes and takes up that thread of Newton and continues his researches. Then after few generations another man comes and takes up that thread and go on. Then if we are to understand the real channel through which the particular research is being in progress, electricity or gravitation or any natural law, one has contributed something after Galileo began, and then Newton came. There may be a gap, and from Newton Einstein took up. In this way there may be a gap, but still that thread is continued here, and the intelligent man will see from it was begun in a particular person, and then it came to here, and then came here. That will be the proper line of research in this world also. So in the spiritual line, the who that is what they are guided by the sanskar and the mental concoction. They do not understand what is real spiritual truth. For them, the physical continuation, that is Guru Parampara. But those that have got their spiritual eye awakened, they say, no, what was there in number 1 Acharya Dev, and that is not found in the second or third. Again that we find the same thing of standard purity we find in the 4th Acharya. So in this way, who has come to contribute to that real channel? The channel is one. The Gauriya Mahaprabhu's channel at least one. When Baladev Vishwa Vidyabhushan's contribution to this sampradaya is not less important. He may be of other sampradaya in the physical sense, but his contribution, especially to attract people, the Vedanta Bhashya, that cannot be neglected for the students of the posterity. So his contribution has been utilized. Considering the degree and the essence of and the purity of the thought in the spiritual line. So they are our Guru, Shastra Guru, Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru, Nama Guru, all taken together, and a real line has been given to us for our to save us, to do real work, that is to keep up the flow of the real truth of that highest life to this world. So that policy has been adopted. Wherever we have found any contribution, that is by the will of Krishna, the highest contribution to the line, wherever we have found, we have taken them together. The Shastra Guru, the Shiksha Guru, the Diksha Guru, the Mantra Guru, the Nama Guru, they are taken as they are our own, they are our Guru, they are all our Guru. Just we give respect to Ramanuja and not to a Sahajiya in the physical sense who is in the line of Mahaprabhu, who is mutilating, tampering, mutilating and enveloping the real teachings of Mahaprabhu. They are not considered, though physical sense they are in the line of Mahaprabhu and Rup Sanatana, etc. But when we go to judge the very spirit of the thing, we see that they are nowhere. Only a physical imitation, line of imitation, line of physical imitation. On the other hand, we find Ramanuja has got substantial contribution to Vaishnavism. Madhacharya has given sufficient contribution to Vaishnavism. Nimbarka has done. So we accept them also according to our necessity, and we reject the so-called physical current keeper, because what is found there, that is all mutilated and tampered. There is a proverb, Nake kaj na nishye se kaj. Whether the nose is more useful or my breath is more useful. The intelligent section will say the breath is more useful than the nose. Yeah.
For sustaining life. For sustaining life.
To sustain the life. The breath is the neck may be cut, but if breath continues, one may live. So the breath, we consider breath with much importance than the nose, or the physical form. What should we do with the physical? They will misguide people to different direction which from the truth, away the truth. So we want to go to consider the body connection in the Acharya Sikh. There is also, it is a spiritual current and not a body current. And only to the question, important question, whether the a disciple of a true devotee, can he be non-devotee? Non-devotee, we admit that, because we see it, and the Lord Himself says that Swakali Niho Mahata Jugu Nashta Parantapa. By the influence of this material world, that current is vanished. It is admitted. It is admitted. So, Jada Jada Hi Dharmasya Glanit Bhavati Bharata. So, in the line, some are affected and may be astrayed. So physical continuation is not safe to be accepted. Only the spiritual, the current of knowledge we have to trace. And wherever we get, even Ramanuja Sampradaya, even Madhya Sampradaya, Nimbarka Sampradaya, we take them for our own interest. As much as we get from them substantially, we accept that and we reject our own. We reject a political leader's son may be a political leader, it may not be. He may collect some successor there, a political leader's succession, and may be accepted. And his own son, though brought up in the favorable environment, he may not be that. Doctor's son may not be doctor. So in the disciple order also there is possibility, and it is admitted that they all may not come of the same standard. There is possibility. Then Well, if it is possible, they should be rejected. And it is found somewhere else substantial that may be taken in. After Baldev Vidyabhushan, he was very akin to Madhya Sampradaya. But when he came in connection with Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he showed his much interest towards Gaudiya Vaishnava. And he has also written something on Bhagavatam and Jiva Goswami's Satsandarbha. He has given commentary. And that enlightened thought we to get for the contribution of our Sampradaya, that is a valuable thing. We cannot dismiss him. He is our Guru. However, the devotion and the correct consideration about Mahaprabhu, our Guru is there. Who is our Guru? Not in the physical form, but the embodiment of the pure thought and understanding which Mahaprabhu imparted to save us here. Our Guru will be traced there. But Baldev Vidyabhushan's contribution that comes, gives light to help us on Vedanta and the Satsandarbha and the Srimad Bhagavatam and so many other ways. We practically receive encouragement and light to support the line of Mahaprabhu. We can't reject him from the order of our Gurudev. He is our Guru. Wherever there is devotion, there is Guru. There is our Guru, we must regard. At the same time, in my own bodily near person, he does not give recognition to my Guru, to my understanding, to the service of Mahaprabhu. I am to eliminate him. So the Shiksha Guru Parampara has, Prabhupada has given in this way. The light, that extraordinary light of the flow of love and support for the same. Where do we find? I must bow down there. That line may be in a zigzag way, but still that is the line of my Gurudev. In this way it is accepted. We want the substance, not the form. We are out of the social and so many other shackles. Out for which? For the truth absolute. And wherever I shall find that, I must bow down my head. And if a connection is made by any Mahajan, that this is the line where you will find your thirst quenched, the line is this, in this zigzag way. I must accept that for my own interest. If I love me, I have to love those that have done much for us. We are not worshippers of form, but the substance. The substance, the current of the substance coming that way, I must try to go that way to reach my goal. Why? This is jealousy, this is blind tenacity to stick to the physical, to make much of the physical thing, material thing. We must make us free from the material contamination and try to understand the spiritual, the valuation, the value of spiritual truth. That we should be always prepared for that. Prepared for that. What is necessary? In what way my interest will work, I must follow that. I am not a servant of A, B, C, D, etc. But I am a servant of Mahaprabhu. In which way I shall, if I may have to turn this way, that way, but whatever would be favorable to me, I must go through that. to my Lord. Wherever I feel the presence of my Lord in intense form, I must be attracted on that side. We are out for that thing and not for any fashion or form, for a formality that will hamper our cause. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam saranam vraja. Wherever we shall find him, we must run to that direction. Direction may not be always straight. It may be in a zigzag way. Wherever I shall go, if Krishna comes that side, I must run. Again he appears this side, I must run that side. My interest is with him. Not that why when Krishna appeared here and why he is appearing there. There must be a doubtful thing. So I must go this side. If I have got real appreciation, the capacity of appreciating the real thing, proper thing, I must go that side. If I am blind, that is another case. Then I must have to suffer for my inability. But ability of any person, capacity of any person who can understand things, so much insight he has got, he will run towards wherever he will get some help. Wherever a boat is passing through the current and finds it in danger, then on whatever side the help may come, he must run to that in this way. So it does not create any difficulty in our case, because in the beginning we broke the shackle, Janmaishwarya Sutasri, and came being attracted by that particular light. So however, in the beginning it has been decided finally, charmed by the intensity of degree of divine love. So wherever I am saved there, I am saved. We are worshippers of Narayana, we are worshippers of Shiva, then should we stick to that? When we are given to understand the special superiority of Narayana and then of Krishna, and then from Krishna of Gita to Krishna of Bhagavatam, should we not try to go that way? I have read Gita. I like the speaker of Gita, that Krishna. Then when Bhagavatam is given to me, then should I stick to that Gita Krishna, or should I try to go to Bhagavata Krishna, Krishna given in Bhagavatam? That is our faith. We must, if we have our interest there, we must run to that side. Vaikuntha Janitu Bala Madhuri Tattapi Asutsavat, in this way at Gopakumar in Brihad Bhagavatam. From the Kamaksha mantra, from there how he is living something and making progress, this side, that side. From there, from Kadmi Brahmin, then one king devotee, then from Indra, then from Brahma, then to Mahadev, then from him to Prahlad, then to Hanuman, then Pandav, Yadav. How in this way, zigzag way, he is passing? How is passing? Sincerity of his quest. His thirst is not being quenched. He is going this side, that side, that side, that side, and going. So Hanuman's Prahlad's Guru Parampara, Hanuman's Guru Parampara, Pandav's Guru Parampara, Mahadev's Guru Parampara. Where are they? They have got their own Guru Parampara. Someone own, he is himself Guru, Brahma Mahadev. They are creator of a line of Guru Parampara, passing them also. Why? The search is not quenched until he goes to Vrindavan. So Brihad Bhagavatamrita has given us the line of Guru Parampara, of our quest, of our search. If we are sincerely searching after the truth, real, then wherever I go, that may be a contribution to my experience for further preaching in the future. But I am going there with all sincerity, that I might quench, the thirst will be quenched there. But I find that it is not quenched, something, the uneasiness. Then connection comes, I go somewhere else, thinking that here my thirst will be quenched. But gradually I find no dissatisfaction. Want for something else, then go to some other. So many Guru Parampara traversing, crossing, and I am going ultimately to Yodhila of Krishna as given by Mahaprabhu. So, not the fashion, not the form if you want, the real truth, then wherever it will be found. Kiva Vipra Kiva Nasi Shudra Kane Noy. Jai Krishna Tattvavedta, say Guru hai. Father may not be my guardian. Sometimes my guardian may be my uncle. My uncle may be my guide, not the father. It is possible. The line of interest, that is to be considered. That has got the most importance. Hare Krishna. So Shiksha Guru Parampara. I am thankful to those that are helping my spiritual understanding in the real sense, not in a formal way. In the real sense, who is untying the entanglement, and seeing me light, and quenching my thirst of inner understanding or satisfaction. He is my Guru. He is my Guru. In this way, their contribution, I live on their all contribution of these all. They are all my Sikha Guru. And again, the main line, so many, all the Vaishnavas are more or less Shiksha Guru. I may live on their, my spiritual life may live on their contribution more or less. But there is, of course, a main line, and that should be accepted in a general way. But all the Vaishnavas, they are our Guru. But not the opponents, not the imitationists. They are rather enemy, asatsanga, that will take me away from the real path of my understanding and progress. Gaur Hari Bol. So we must ask our own sincere heart, from whom I get really the benefit of spiritual life and progress. My heart, my sincere conscience, that will be the best judge, not from the Amritam. In an ardent pot there was Ganges water, and a golden pot there was ordinary water. What to select? There is a case, Sati Muni Vivad. There is a case like that. The Brahmin took Ganges water in the ardent pot. Then the the contained, not the container, but the contained substance that should be given real importance. Real importance. I am not this physical body. My own identification should be challenged if I am much addicted to the physical Guru Parampara. My identification should be challenged. Who am I? This physical body, this physical ear. So, if I am spiritual, then spiritual sphere I shall have to look with spiritual eye, and whoever will come on my front as they are following the path of Mahaprabhu, I must pursue them. Pursue them. Hare Krishna. Yudhishthira Maharaj is going ahead, Mahaprasad. Even Draupadi, Arjuna, Bhim, they are fell, but the dog is going, following him. So, we may see in the path of the journey towards our spiritual goal, many may fall down, but still we shall try to go to the goal. And whoever will be new company, with their help I shall go. Some may be eliminated, even because in Madhyamadikari, Madhyamadikari Guru may be sometimes eliminated when he falls down. It is not a happy thing, but even it may occur. It may occur. That my Shiksha Guru, going ahead, taking me, but he fell down. Then, with fresh energy and invoking the help of the Lord, I shall have to go on. Even such disaster may come in the journey. But still, we must not cow down ourselves. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Sometimes alone, and sometimes with company. Anyhow we must go. And the Sukriti, first Sukriti and then my Shraddha, that is my faith, that will guide me. The faith, the quality of faith. Faith is a general term. Shraddha. But Shraddha may be defined into different classes, sections. The high form of faith, that will be my path in the way. Shraddha. Sometimes I may find co-workers, and sometimes I may have to go alone. What of that? I cannot but go to the goal. Because I shall have the grace of so many unseen Guru. Their others are working, their ideal will inspire me. Though physically I am not seeing any companion, any follower with me, but the inspiration of the unseen Gurus, that will be my path. They will inspire me to go on in the journey, and my own sincere hankering for the truth, that will be my real guide. Guru Parampara. Who is Guru? Guru is a body, or Guru is Vairagya, like Tinkari Goswami, or Guru is only a formal thief, a hypocrite, who is showing the appearance of a sadhu, and within he is doing something other. You know, who is Guru? That's exclusive guide, devotion, guide to Krishna, to Mahaprabhu. He is my Guru. Whatever he is. Ivabit Prakibandasi. Shudra kane noy. Yei Krishna Tattvavitta. Sei Guru hoy. Ramananda, why do you shrink away that I am a sannyasi? You are a grihastha. You are always hesitating to answer, to reply to my questions, what I ask. That from your position it does not look well to advise something to a sannyasi Brahmin. Don't hesitate. You know it best. So you don't hesitate. You bestow, you confer, you give it to me. Have courage. In this way Mahaprabhu is encouraging Ramananda. Ivavit Prakibandasi Shudra kane noy. By the grace of Krishna, you have got that capital. Show it, give it to me. You are a capitalist. You are a real capitalist. I have come to preach to the world that if you are the capitalist of this high spiritual world, and that must be utilized for the good of the public, don't hesitate, don't shrink, come out. Ramananda says, yes, it is your capital deposited with me, and you have come to take it from me today. It is your thing. I understand. And you press and you push me to take it out. All right. I am a mere instrument used by yourself. Whatever you want to say me, I am ready to say. In this way, Ramananda going on. But is Ramananda in a line? But still we was so much indebted with Ramananda Rai in the sense, but he is not in Guru Parampara still. But he is more than many Guru of us who are in the Parampara. Radharani is not in Guru Parampara. Should we dismiss her? Dismiss her? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Gaur Hari Gaur, Gaur Hari Gaur. Nidai, Nidai. Who is Guru? And who is in the Guru? First there be Guru, and then the question of Parampara. The first question for importance is, who is a Guru? And then a chain of them coming down, the right coming down. They support the knowledge in support of the divine love. The coming down, where should we find in support of that? I must bow down my head to those places and make my progress. Not a formalist, but a materialist, substantialist, not a fashionist, not a imitationist, but a realist, a realistic thinker. And I. That should be my temperament. can't.
সেই গল্প মহারাজ কোন স্টোরি?
এটা মনে করতে পারছি না। ওই একটা ফর্মের জন্য বসে আছে, ফর্ম নিয়ে বসে আছে, কিন্তু তাতে হলো না। ও বলে ও সব ফেলে দাও, দিয়ে এই নিয়ে করো। এরকম করেছিল। এরকম কোথায় আছে একটা একজনা বেশি ইয়েটা নিয়ে কায়দা কারণ ফর্মালিটি এই নিয়ে ইয়ে করছে, আর একজন সেটা বাদ দিয়ে আসল জিনিসটি ধরে, ভেতরে জিনিসটি ধরে এগুলো এরকম একটা কি আছে অ্যানালজিতে। Alexander went to a fair with his father. There was a knot in the rope, and there is written, who can cut it, who can untie this knot, he will be the king in the future, a great man. The Alexander asked his father, what is it, Papa? No, this is a knot fixed here, and it is written, whoever will unloose it, he will be a great man in the future. Oh, I do. He took the sword and they cut it off. It is clear. The formality is not kept. The man stood by the side. He came out. Yes, he will be a great man. It cannot be untied otherwise. And also in the case of Napoleon, one gentleman, son proposed an egg. Can you keep on the nail this egg? Napoleon pushed it, and the portion broken. Then it put, yes, I have kept it. This is practical knowledge. The formality shaken off, left off, and the realistic view took and immediately put the egg on the net. And Alexander also cut the golden knot. It is a famous thing that cannot be untied, unloosed. That is practical thing. And sticking to formality, then he is gone. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Gaur Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol.
Yesterday you were talking about Vakreshwar Pandit being the one and only, yes, one and only Parshad of Mahaprabhu who received.
I got in Gaura Chandrodaya, a Sanskrit book written by one Govinda Das, an Oriya poet, was there. And it may be found in Bhakti Ratnakara also. I don't remember. Govinda Maharaj, আপনি জানেন গৌরচন্দ্র রায় অথবা থাকতে পারে, দেখেছি আমি। তাহলে শিশির ঘোষের বই
বলছিলেন সেখানে যে you were saying that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur had written one shloka or line in preface or introduction to some book, maybe
Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, he gave reference of one book to some other purpose. Govinda Vachane Jani, Ihai Gaurango Bani Aprakot Kali Sar Katha. That is in an introduction to Sadhan Path, that is Upadeshamrita. There the name of that book mentioned. And in that book I think I might have found that reference. That Vakreshwar Pandit was direct disciple of Mahaprabhu, and he was given the position of Arya, succession of Mahaprabhu there in Radhakanta Math. Or it may be in Bhakti Ratnakar, or maybe Omni Mahicharita of Shishir Ghosh. I can't recollect exactly, but I have found. এদের প্রসাদের কি ব্যবস্থা হচ্ছে গোবিন্দ মহারাজ? কৃষ্ণ।
Another question. Anybody has any question? Maharaj will ask.
Anybody? Dhir Krishna Prabhu has failed.
No, he has a question, Maharaj.
He has recording.
But he's waiting. He's giving others a chance before he asks his own question.
He's recording.
He wants that his record won't be a monopoly of him.
Yes, yeah. Yes.
Has a variegated nature.
বললেন এখন একটু আগে ইংরেজিটা ক্যাপিটাল ক্যাপিটাল সংগ্রহ করছে